So why would we want to use this source to body voltage when all it is acting like another gate to source voltage, because it's just another knob that we have to turn. So it could be useful, for example, in different kinds of MOSFET structures, because it's sometimes easier to use this as the way to control the drain to source current instead of the gate. So it's an alternate gate. And an example that comes to mind would be carbon nanotube or nanowire transistors. This is one of the topics for the presentations that we'll have later. But in a carbon nanotube or nanowire transistor, the idea is that you replace the channel between the source and the drain with a carbon nanotube or a nanowire, a very good conducting channel, but you can also turn on and off that channel by modulating the electric field through it. So this is a photo of some carbon nanotubes across some platinum electrodes. That's what this PT is here. So there's some electrodes here. If you look at the side view, this is what it looks like. Here's you start off with a silicon substrate, grow a thin layer of silicon dioxide, put down the platinum electrodes, and then the carbon nanotubes are across all of that. So here's my source, here's my drain. I'm trying to make current run through the carbon nanotube, but I want to be able to control that current. In order to control that current, I need to control the electric field that the carbon nanotube sees. So normally, if this was a MOSFET, on top of this I would need to think of this as my source electrode. This is my drain electrode. I would need to put an oxide here and then put another electrode for the gate. That just makes the fabrication of this more complicated, and this stuff is really tiny. So having that more complicated is a big obstacle to doing it that way. So instead of adding another oxide and another electrode for the gate, if you now just put an electrode here, this is your body terminal. Now if you just put a voltage between this electrode and the body terminal, you can use that to modulate the drain current ID. So this is an example of where a substrate bias would be useful.